Hey, this is Heidi Dawson. If you love all things health and wellness and style of any kind, hang out here with me each week. I'm obsessed with never-ending improvement, and it's all in an effort to help each one of us live a wildly successful lifestyle. Subscribe today so you don't miss a thing. Hi, guys. Welcome to episode 609 of the Wildly Successful Lifestyle Podcast. I'm Heidi, and I am super happy you're here. If you are a regular listener, I'm really glad you're back. It means you haven't been scared away by my oversharing sometimes. I know I do. If you're new, I just know we're going to become fast friends because even though most of us only get to spend 10 minutes together twice a week, those 10 minutes are very quality time because we're making each other better. We're holding each other accountable. And we're also reminding ourselves that we're not alone in the way we think for the most part. So you're just the kind of friend I love to have around. So thanks for being here. Now, I read something this week that seemed a little bit too techie for me, but it sort of had an impact. It rang true to me. So I wanted to explore it a little bit. And as I did, I realized why it had an impact on me. So here's the line was this: your body is the hardware. Your brain is the operating system. And we have to constantly upgrade that operating system. Now, I'm not a techie, really, but I feel like I've heard a million versions of that idea. But for some reason, this one just landed differently. Maybe because it felt less like a motivational quote and more kind of like a quiet fact. I mean, we all know, if we're being honest, that our brains default to negative first. Now, I've talked about negativity bias on here a lot before. It's not new information. Back in the day, though, it kept us from getting eaten by something that had really big teeth. We don't have to worry about that anymore. So today, it just really keeps us replaying the one, awkward thing we said at the family gathering, or maybe the weird text you got that you're making mean something that it probably doesn't. Now, I know all of that intellectually. What I didn't fully realize is how often it's still running in the background, even when I think I've got it handled. The place that I really started seeing it most clearly was in my morning routine, which, by the way, is the single non-negotiable thing that keeps me sane and really happy. If you've listened for a while, you know what that looks like. It's meditation with my two pups in my lap, and then coffee, and a few minutes where I analyze yesterday, and I kind of plan the day that is right now, like what's coming up. I kind of gently plan that. Now, in the few minutes, I always do the same two-step review, which is what went really well yesterday, what did I do well, and then what could I have improved upon, okay? And I always force myself to start with the what went well part. I decided a long time ago, I'm not opening the day being critical of myself. So here's what I recently noticed, only recently. I mean, it's been there the whole time, but I'm just now being aware of it. I'll get about 3 things in, like I did my morning routine, I ate really good yesterday, I had all healthy food, I walked the dogs, whatever. And right around the third one, my brain just slides right in with the, yeah, you did all those things, but you also ate those 4 cookies your sister-in-law sent home, and you spent 25 minutes spiraling on X about politics. So nice try. You're not as positive as you think. Wait, what? I thought we were doing the good stuff first. And it's not really even mean stuff. It's just that instant, we're going to negative, like that instant negativity bias that we talk about a lot. The wins that I'm covering barely finish their sentence before the exceptions line come up. I used to let it happen too. Like I'd think, okay, fine, balance. It's, you got to have credit, you got to give yourself credit. And then you also have to listen to critique. Lately though, I've started catching it in real time, really noticing it. Like when something like that shows up where I notice it big time, I do what I always do because I'm wondering, why am I noticing it? I've asked that question before. But I ask myself this, like, what is this trying to teach me? I'm noticing it. So what is it trying to show me? The answer this time I got was kind of a doozy. If my brain is this quick to flip negative first thing in the morning when I'm kind of rested and calm and literally doing a practice built around noticing the good stuff, what is it doing at 3 p.m. when I'm hungry and in traffic maybe, and someone sends a text that can be read 10 different ways? What is my brain doing then? Well, we know what it's doing. It's doing exactly the same thing it does in the morning, just faster and probably a little bit more subtle because we're not so much aware. And well, maybe even zero awareness by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And when you have zero awareness, that's when it starts affecting your mood and you don't even realize it. Like you're grumpy and you don't know why. You get mad at the little old lady in front of you because she doesn't go fast enough when the light turns green. Nice stuff. That's when I realized the operating system still needs an update, like a deliberate one, and it needs to be constant. So I started doing this thing, same thing I intentionally do in the morning when the negative jumps in. And this thing has been really effective. So anytime I notice negative thoughts pop up quickly, anytime I notice it, which happens, we have negative thoughts throughout the day. And sometimes it's about people and sometimes it's about things and whatever. Sometimes it's about ourselves. But anything, I do something really quickly in response. I break the pattern by thinking of 3 great things that are going on right now, or 3 great things about the possible person that I'm thinking bad things about, even if it's a stranger. So for instance, yesterday, this little lady, she was a little old lady. She was kind of blocking the way of my parking spot because she was on her phone. And I noticed that I was kind of getting irritated kind of quickly. It was probably around 3 o'clock, but I caught it. And I realized, I was like, hey, you're going kind of negative here. And I quickly thought 3 good thoughts. First of all, she was older and she's out and about. And I thought, that's so fun. I want to be like that. And then I thought, okay, she may be lost and is needing help. And her car is so cute. Like it was a cute little compact car. So just 3 quick things. And it gave her time to see me while I had those great thoughts about her. And she looked at me and she started laughing and shaking her head like I'm such an idiot. And she said, I am so sorry. I was totally blocking your way. And I was like tripping over myself to say, oh my goodness, no problem at all. You are fine. And we just kind of had a really kind, loving each other moment, which I loved. And this is especially a good thing to do this time of year because it's the holiday season and people were not put on this earth to irritate you, even though I know sometimes it feels like that. And a lot of times those people, like that little lady, she wasn't thinking about me at all. She wasn't doing that intentionally. She was distracted. She was lost in her own head. So we're all distracted. People aren't thinking about you. They're distracted and they're excited for the holidays and they're trying to keep up, just like you and me. So this new little thing I'm doing that works in the morning, it works really well in the afternoon too. Imagine that. So I'm not allowed to name a single thing I would do that is differently, or if something that I did wrong the day before, until I have 3 specific things that went well. And that's what I do every morning. But so it's called like the 3 to 1. And I do that every morning now, no exceptions. So if the cookie voice tries to cut in line, like you ate 4 cookies yesterday, you can't be that good. I stop and I finish the 3 wins. Sometimes I'll do it out loud. I'm like laughing at myself going, okay, no, wait a minute. You don't get to rule the world here. I do. And then I do let the critique have the mic once I allow it, right? Because you have to train your brain. Because it's so trained to go negative, you can train it to be more positive. And we're the ones in charge of that operating system. And unless you want to live on never-ending autopilot, that operating system needs to be updated regularly. And I feel like meditation and journaling and going over my day prior and how my current day is going to go is doing that update nicely. So far, so good. Now, maybe you could try the 3 to 1 thing. When you notice a negative thought, immediately break in front of it and rattle off 3 good things you can think about right now, whatever they are. They don't even have to make sense. You could just, you can make something up about that person that cuts you off in traffic. I will be driving or in the middle of a store, or maybe just cleaning the kitchen, and I'll have a negative thought pop up. And before I even decide to, I notice that calmer voice shows up and said, hey, what's the 3 things that are going really good right now? Or what's 3 things you can think that are good? Because we're in control. Like the positive side is going to be in control. And suddenly there's this space to choose my own reaction instead of just running the default program and jumping into being mad or irritated or frustrated. And I'm not trying to become someone who never sees what needs improving or never sees negative things. I still look at the cookies and the wasted time and the sharp text. And, I think, okay, I'm just learning to decide the first voice I listen to every day is not going to be the critic. It's not going to start that way. My day cannot be good and start that way. All right, if you relate to any of this, and I'm guessing most of you do, try that 3-to-1 rule for 7 mornings. That's at 7, and see if anything shifts. I almost could guarantee you it'll almost become like a habit. And you don't have to make a big thing about it. Just upgrade the operating system one quiet morning at a time. Share this with one person who shares your love of growth. I love you guys. I'll talk to you in a few days. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends, because we're just going to keep going bigger and better places together. And I love that about us. Talk to you in a few days.